Gas prices taking a dive as oil tanks. Now, that all sounds like good news, right? But some say Saudi Arabia is pumping more oil to help drive down prices in order to kill off our own competing energy boom here in the U.S. Rich, these lower prices could hurt U.S. frackers, right?
Yeah, it could, because if you look at the shale oil boom, they're not profitable unless oil is over $70 a barrel, because it's very expensive, the horizontal drilling and the fracking, to go that far down and get it. But look, if it happens, this is good for everybody else, because low oil prices and low gasoline prices is just what the global economy and U.S. economy need right now.
But, Emac, just as we're about to become energy independent, this is happening. It's tough on U.S. domestic producers, right?
Oh, yeah, it's the little mom-and-pop shops. A lot of those guys are in this space. And Rich Karlgaard is absolutely right. It's more expensive to pull oil out via fracking than it is for Saudi Arabia, the central bank of oil. You know, so the Saudis have, what, $750 billion in reserves? They can stomach a $10 billion, $20 billion hit if oil prices go down. I do think Russia is trying to stick it to Iran, though, and they're trying to stick it to Russia. So the Saudis want to get into China's space and displace Russia in that area.
And look, I don't have any tears over Iran and Russia getting less money and Venezuela getting less money as oil price drops. But, Bill, we, the United States, are becoming very strong competitors to the Saudi Arabians. A lot of people say we will exceed, if we haven't already, in terms of oil production, what they have. So how do you deal with competitors?
Well, listen, the Saudis are just doing what you'd expect a competitor to do, which is to grab back the business they lost to Rich Karlgaard's friends in North Dakota. But I don't see this as a bad thing any more than Rich Karlgaard does. I think that it's quite expected that this will help the economy.
Help the economy, Mike, but perhaps hurt U.S. producers and hurt our ability to become independent.
Well, David, the price of oil has fallen primarily because the dollar's gotten stronger. It's not going to hurt the real profitable area of U.S. production of oil, which is not going to be from fracking, but is going to be from the Atlantic continental shelf. There, even with prices at current levels or even significantly lower, that's still going to be very profitable for U.S. producers. All
right, but Sabrina, if it does hurt fracking, and some people say it will, I think it's a twofer for the President of the United States. Right before the election, the price of gas goes down, and he gets to help kill off the fracking business, because you know he hates that, right?
Well, you know, you may be onto something, and you know that I'm a big supporter of fracking. I think that the bigger issue, though, is that this is actually good news, because it means that competition means that it's going to be better prices for the consumer, better prices for business, economic growth all around. The fact is that the Saudis do have something to be worried about. The United States has, in fact, surpassed them in oil extraction. That is making things tougher for them. But I think that the fracking industry, natural gas, they're here for the long term. We don't have to worry about that.
From your lips to God's ears. Thank you very much, gang. Coming up, talk about an unstable market.